This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Hey, did you enjoy working with the great Muta?
Yeah, I loved working with him. You know, we were pretty close to the same size, and we just had really good chemistry together. We were able to put together, phenomenal matches, whether it was here in the United States or in Japan, Tokyo Dome or Fukuoka Dome or all those places. I mean, we had great matches. I love the chemistry that I had with that guy.
When you were in WCW and you were working with Muta, who was in that JTEX Corporation with Gary Hart and all that, when you would do a finish and you would go over it with whomever was responsible for your segment on TV, did Gary engage himself in the finish? In other words, did he contribute to the finish as a rule when the three of you were working together?
No, it was usually Muta and me. You know, we would put the whole thing together. I mean, I know Gary was involved a couple times here and there because he had to be, and he might have a little tweak here and a little tweak there, and
I got you.
Something might help him out, and we would go ahead and do it. And
well, here's what I would tell you that you should probably always remember. If you were in a match involving Gary Hart, and Gary Hart had very little to add to what you guys were doing, then I would say that what you were doing was very much on the money. Really, I'm serious. Cause he would say something. Trust me.
I remember he had a lot to say at times, but I mean, the truth of the matter is, Muta and I would put something together. He was, I think, more frustrated sometimes with the story and how it, we did this last time. Why would we go here? And so he was a little frustrated with storyline, I think, from time to time. But
you had two other opponents in WCW. Then we'll keep moving on. Even though I love this era because I had so much fun calling matches. We always, here's the thing how people need to understand. Sting is the biggest star that WCW ever produced, period. It's the end of story. There is no more story. And I love Bill Goldberg, don't get me wrong. I saw Bill Goldberg at Podcast One that produces this show. And I was a guest on his first podcast. And he does a fun podcast, a different, very, very unique group of guests. And he was a huge star at WCW. Don't get me wrong, huge star, but he wasn't Sting. So they made Sting. WCW they built a brand, and then the role was for the booking committee. If you could keep them from talking about themselves or their buddies' angles long enough, you would find out that what you have is that you have a star babyface who needs a heel factory in-house. So we tried to make heels. We made Lex Luger a heel. But I was wondering about any memories of working with Cactus Jack or Vader, because they were both unique bodies, unique styles. They weren't Ric Flair, a wrestling heel, smooth.
Cactus Jack. I used to like some of the interviews that he did, and he was crazy, back then too. Some of the moves. He'd say, backdrop me, I'll try to backdrop me over the rail. And to the side of the rail was a drop off that was about, it was on an angle on top of that. It was like an 8 or 9 foot drop, and just to this day I can hear the sound of his back. Sometimes, and it's just a gross noise. And I'd say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it, And he'd say, no, please, no, I want to. It's my gimmick. It's my gimmick. You're gonna stop me from doing my gimmick if you don't let me do this. Funny. I'd go, okay, and we'd do it. And so I remember, he would sacrifice his body. I do remember those matches with him. I also remember being in Germany when he lost his ear that night, and Gary Capetta came in the dressing room. I saw him bleed, and I think he was wrestling Vader, as a matter of fact.
He was Leon, yeah.
Yeah, and
he did the
he did his deal in the ropes, and
the hangman
I saw
spot.
blood on the side of his face and the side of his head, and thought, oh, I mean, he must have got busted open somehow. And Gary Capetta, the ring announcer, he comes walking there and he goes, Sting, I think I have Cactus Jack's ear. And he holds out his hand, and there's half of an ear in his hand, and I took the ear and I held it, and I went, yeah, that's an ear.
It's an ear, all right.
He said it's Cactus Jackson. Cactus comes in, and he stayed in his gimmick, even in the dressing room. You know, when he came in,
What
anyway,
did he say?
Bang bang, yeah,
Oh,
old
wow.
Cactus Jack. You know.
Yeah.
This is his old one of his phrases. Bang bang, you know.
One of his gimmicks.
One of his gimmicks.
Hey,
yeah. As far as Vader goes, I mean, you got someone that's 400 pounds that can do a moonsault off the top rope. You know, we're talking about a offensive lineman for the Los Angeles Rams. You know, I mean, I used to love to work with him. And, you know, I had the I don't know if it was it was pretty insane to do it, but I was the one who tamed him because he came from Japan. You know, you're talking a 400-pound guy, you know, pretty strong and, you know, pretty strong-willed, and
Yeah.
you know, he was stiff as could be, you know, and so I had to tame him. But by the time he got tamed, man, we had the best matches. You know, I can remember great matches in the Omni in Atlanta before they tore that thing down. But in Germany, matches really all over the place, and I had a great chemistry with him as well.
One of the better finishes, and of course, fans of places like Ring of Honor, which I do like, by the way, but the wrestling that is built on high spots and chants. When crowds become when it becomes essential for the crowds to feel like they need to become a part of the show, they come up with irreverent and ill-timed chants. You know, it's the opposite of this is awesome. Clap, 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 clap. It's the opposite of that. It's that annoying. Look at me, clap, 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 clap. You know, or I am here. See me roar. I don't know, but it's crazy. I mean, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you're going to notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.